I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian.
And we are the Paranormal Lovers.
Hello, paranormal dudes, dudes, days. Welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Lovers.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for another week, episode 119.
19.
Almost to hit 120.
Yep. We're coming up on 100 followers, 1,000
followers. We're about 15 away from 1,000 followers. And as soon as we hit that 1,000, we're doing a giveaway.
Yep. I'm going to give away some t-shirts.
A couple of people are going to win some t-shirts. I need you guys to tell your friends.
Yep. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
All right, we got an Ian episode for you this week. But first, let's get the business out the way. If you're a fan of history and learning what has been deliberately left out of the history books, give our show Rethinking a History a listen. A listen.
Lesson in the listen.
Listen to the lesson.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, come on over to Rethinking Our History and listen to the lesson. That's what we call them over there. We covered Eleanor Roosevelt today, who is actually a really badass woman.
Yeah.
Y'all should go hear about her. If you would please be so kind, give us a like and follow on social media, mainly Facebook and Instagram. We also have videos of our episodes on YouTube. To find us anywhere, just search for the Paranormal Lovers in the search bar. And if you're using Spotify or Apple, please give us a 5-star rating.
Spotify.
I can't talk today. It's not great. If you would like to support the making of these shows, we have 2 ways to do so. First, we have our merch store at theparanormallovers.threadless.com. We are currently having a sale right now. $13 t-shirts, $15 v-necks and tank tops, and $5 mini prints. And it ended today. So I hope you got your merch. That'll be today when this show comes out, not today that we're recording, but
right.
We also have a Patreon where for $5 a month you get early access to unedited videos of both shows, bi-weekly episodes of the new show, Why Do Men, as well as t-shirts and other swag from time to time. And finally, if you have a personal story, be it true crime, paranormal, or historical, you have questions about advertising, or you want to be a guest on the show, email us at theparanormallovers@yahoo.com. All right, Bill, what did you love about this week?
What did I do last weekend that was so cool? Oh, yeah. Last weekend, I helped out a dude fix his tire.
Yeah.
It was really
cool.
Amazon
driver.
His name was Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Hey, Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc Picard.
He, yeah, I kept wanting to call him Jean-Luc Picard, but
which it's funny because he might actually be too young to know who the fuck that is.
Probably. I just call him Patrick Stewart, but then he could Google it. But so, yeah, I stopped at a gas station and saw a guy fidgeting in an Amazon truck that he was driving, trying to fix a tire. And I knew it because he was like holding his hand over where the air was leaking out of. And he was like just kind of frantic on the phone trying to get stuff done. And I was like, hey, Patty, should we go help that dude? She was like, huh? And I showed her and she was like, yeah, let's go help him. So I pulled out my tire kit, ran up there. It's like, hey, you need a plug? He was like, what? Yeah. So fixed his tire real quick and then we left. But that was a thing that I loved about last week.
That's pretty cool.
Because Patty got to meet Luca.
Yeah.
I told her I was like,
that on Disney.
It was Luca.
Go watch it. It's about mermaids.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a fucking great movie.
But what did you love about this week, baby?
School started.
Yeah.
We have a 2nd grader. That's so weird.
It is weird.
We have a 2nd grader
Starting to learn some cool shit now.
Yeah. She's learning a lot. Girl is so damn smart.
She gets to take Spanish.
Yes, she gets to take Spanish this year, and I'm so excited for her.
She's excited about that, which just thrills me.
Yeah, she would definitely wants to learn other languages and be able to talk to other people. So
She wants to learn sign language too. I wish she could learn that in school, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll have. I mean, they got YouTube videos.
yeah, maybe I can get her to watching
Pretty
that.
sure you can learn any language on YouTube, including various forms of sign language. So,
I'm sure.
because like ASL is American Sign Language, you got British Sign Language, there's Black Sign Language, there's like Chinese Sign Language.
Nice.
The Indigenous Sign Language is really cool.
Maybe during the morning times when she's watching YouTube, I can get her to watch it.
Maybe if you can, yeah, you have to find somebody doing something cool, I guess. Doing somebody doing parkour while doing sign language.
Well, if I'm like doing it with her, she might like it.
Yeah, she probably would. That'd be something fun to do.
Mhm.
All right, what do you got for us this week, Bill?
All right, hey guys. In this episode, we're getting our ghost on.
Yee.
I was looking through our YouTube page when I came across an old post when we first started our YouTube channel. There was a poll in the community section that asked everyone what the favorite paranormal story was, and there was only been 4 people respond.
Yeah, well,
So between you, myself, and the other 2 people, the topic most loved was ghosts.
nice.
Ghosts won. So I think it's about time we made a new poll.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
we're coming up on year 3-ish of the
Yeah.
paranormal lovers. Uh, so I'm gonna have my lovely wife, Felicia,
His wife.
make a new poll on YouTube, to vote for your favorite topic, and maybe we can do it on Instagram too,
Hey,
maybe.
that'd be cool.
But yeah, so go there and vote for your favorite topic because I'm sure there was only 4 choices,
Yeah.
I think, in the original poll. Um, and we've got more topics than that now. So,
We do a lot more topics.
yeah, we got cults and then
Government
conspiracies. Yeah,
conspiracies, shit. Yeah.
right. So go on there and vote for your favorite topic. So since since I've seen that ghosts were people's favorite topic, I figured I would do a haunted place in Asheville. This place came up on the ghost tour that we took when we went to Asheville a year or 2 ago. Uh, it's one of my favorite places to eat.
Mm.
It's a place called Barley's Tap Room and Pizza. Now, Barley's was not a tap room back in the day. In the time I'm going to be talking about, anyways, it was an apartment building back when heinous crimes occurred. Heinous enough to leave behind the energy of the people that were murdered.
Hey, look, listen, I already got goosebumps, bro. I've been on that ghost tour twice, and it's so good.
Yeah,
I need to go when it's warmer because both times I go, it's cold, and I need to stop doing that.
right. And I also want to give a shout out to the Mountain Express, locally sourced newspaper that had a great write up of this whole episode that I'm doing. I got most of my source notes from them. So uh, on Tuesday, November 13th, in 1906, the clock had just struck midnight when a call came in to the local police station about a man with a gun. The call came from a section of Asheville known for housing a lot of black people and was the home of a lot of black-owned businesses. It was known as Hill's Half Acre.
Hey, never heard of that one.
Uh, a lot of cities back then had areas in their cities where minorities were forced to stay in that area, uh, and this city was no different.
Yeah.
We might do a rethinking our history episode on Hell's Half Acre sometime.
Yes,
So let us know if you want to hear it.
that's definitely interesting. I'd never
I'm
heard of
definitely
that.
interested.
I know that like the main historical black community in Asheville is Shiloh, and it's outside of like Biltmore.
Right.
It's like a black community that was outside of Biltmore, and they actually did the Biltmores did a lot with the black community in that area, but I'd never heard of this one.
I'm sure it you know, uh, I'm sure it, like, came from this probably,
That was Valley Street. I gotcha.
but, so but the call came for help or but the call for help came in from a black man, by the name of Tony Johnson. He told them about another black man by the name of Will Harris, and that he was in the basement of a building in Hell's Half Acre with a woman named Pearl. Now, Will Harris was a known outlaw at the time. He was said to be a particularly dangerous one too. Will Harris had arrived drunk at his girlfriend's sister's apartment, and after not being able to find his girlfriend, well, a fight broke out. Tony told the police that Will was in the basement with the woman and that he had a rifle on him and was attempting to use it on anyone who got near. Tony said that Will and himself had got into a fight that night and that Will Harris had tried to shoot him. He said that this is when the woman told the he said that this is when the woman told Tony that he should call the popo. The officers that responded to the call were Police Captain Page and Officer Charles R. Blackstone. They found their way to the residence where Tony met the officers in order to lead them to the room Will Harris was hiding in. It was in a basement of the building where Barley's is now. Quietly, the two officers approached the door that led to the basement of the building. It was at the back of the building and very dark because this was a time before, they had lights at every fucking entrance.
Mhm.
Uh, Officer Blackstone was the first to try the door. He kicked the door open and threw his flashlight into the room. When he did, little did he know that Will Harris was waiting and ready.
Oh, no.
The first shot rang out and struck Officer Blackstone, killing him dead in the doorway.
Killed him dead.
Will came out of the doorway, running and shooting at Captain Page. After hearing the first shot, Captain Page drew his revolver and started shooting back. Will shot and hit Captain Page, hitting him in his right arm. Captain Page retreated and hid in the darkness as his gun hand went numb from being shot.
Mm.
Will Harris continued to fire at the police captain. Uh, Will took off running down Eagle Street, which is right across the street from Barley's, as the police captain retreated down the street, or, well, I should say up the street towards Pack Square. When Page got to the square, he met up with another officer named J.W. Bailey. He took Bailey he told Bailey that Blackstone had been shot and killed and that they needed to call for reinforcements. Officer Bailey ran across the street over to Patton Avenue to call for the others. At this time, Captain Page started off down South Main Street to try and pursue Will Harris.
I'm actually like looking at a map, looking at all these. It's like, okay,
Right,
but why the fuck they go all the way over there? The police department's over here, but I'm guessing the police department probably wasn't there when this happened.
right. It was 1906, so
Yeah,
it was probably
yeah.
a little different.
I don't know when they put in the police department where it is now, but it's because it's like back behind Bailey's or something, ain't it? Kind of
Uh,
like
um,
kind of between Bailey's and the fire station.
I wanna say the police station is, like, on the complete other side now,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure.
Uh,
You'd have to look it up.
I don't know. It's weird. So yeah, the sorry, hang on. The community that they called Hell's Half Acre is now it's known as the East End Valley Street community,
Mhm,
and it's actually like so you got like Biltmore, and you know how you can go down Biltmore to that road that runs behind it.
mhm.
It's that community off that side of that
Right,
road, Charlotte Street. that community. I'd never been over there before.
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's interesting. There's a whole website you guys can go check out. I'll post it in the show notes.
So, let's see, where was I?
Sorry, they went to
Bailey,
Patton to call somebody.
yeah, he went across the street to call for the others. At this time, Captain Page started off down South Main Street to try to pursue Will Harris. While the officers were doing their thing in Pack Square, Will Harris was making his way down Eagle Street. Will, being the outlaw he was shooting anyone and everyone who was in his path. He was going on a rampage, which this is the Asheville Massacre. If anybody wants to look it up.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yep. Um, so uh, after leaving the building that Barley's is now, he is said to have shot and killed another black man named Jacko Corpening. Yep. Jacko was found in the area where Will Harris got into the fight with Tony, so at Barley's.
Mm.
Uh, Will Harris made his way down Eagle Street, killing one person after the other. He shot and killed a black man named Ben Addison. He shot at a man named Tom Neal and shot him through the groin.
Ah,
Tom would limp his way to Dr. Bryant's office on Eagle Street to get the severe wound sewed up.
mm. And he's just hobbling over to the doctor's office.
Yeah,
"What's up, my dick man?"
right. Will Harris continued his murderous streak as he ran from Eagle Street into South Main Street. When he entered South Main, he fired his gun at another black man named George Jackson. George must have had some ancestors on his side uh, because although the bullet punched a couple of holes in George's clothes, he came out unscathed. Um, somewhere in this too, I think when he was on Eagle Street, he like shot a dog. Like a dog ran across the street and shot him. Uh, but so Harris found his way to the west side of South Main Street, where he encountered the cops again. See, at the same time, Harris was headed down the west side of South Main Street. Wounded, wounded Captain Page was headed down the east side of South Main Street, so
Mm.
across the street from him. The captain had heard the random shots Harris was firing off. The police captain managed to get within a few yards across from where Will was positioned, and then a battle between them ensued.
No, not a battle.
Will Harris was using a Savage 303 level bleh, lever action rifle, while the officer was firing at him with his pistol using his left hand because his pistol arm was incapacitated from the gunshot wound. During the fight, Captain Page moved down the street away from Harris. Uh, Will, on the other end, was moving up the street towards Pack Square, so they kind of crossed from each other.
Mhm.
Uh, Captain Page fired his gun at Will until he ran out of bullets. He then made his way down Eagle Street, where he proceeded to head for City Hall, where there was more ammunition and reinforcements. Will Harris was coming up to Pack Square when Officer Bailey, who was down Patton Avenue at a cafe named, get this, Sharif's Cafe.
Hmm.
Sheriff's
Sharice.
Cafe.
Sheriff's Cafe. Jeez.
But it was Sharif's.
Mm.
Um, but he was at the cafe when he heard the shots. Officer Bailey, after calling for reinforcements, made his way back up Pack Square. He ran across the street at the square and ducked into the Asheville Hardware Company to wait for Will to come up the street. While making his way to the hardware store, Bailey deputized several citizens who had come out of their apartments after hearing the gunfire. He told them, quote unquote, I deputize you to help me with this. End quote.
I love how they just like make you a deputy. You're deputized. Come here.
Yep. After seeing Will heading up the street, Officer Bailey took up position behind a telephone pole outside of the Asheville hardware store. They exchanged gunfire until one of the bullets from Harris's rifle pierced the 12-inch pole and struck the officer Bailey in the left breast, killing
Mm,
him dead in the street.
ouch.
Yep. After Harris had shot and killed Officer Bailey, he decided to turn around and start running down South Main Street. Harris had a keen eye and kept shooting at people along the way, many of them peeking their heads out of the windows to see what the commotion was.
Don't do that.
Harris got into another altercation in front of the British American Club on South Main Street. Harris paused to fire his rifle at three guys that had come out to see what was going on. One of the men had come to see was named G. Spears Reynolds. G. Spears was armed with a pistol of his own, but decided just to take cover after a bullet from Harris's rifle whizzed past Spears's head.
Pew.
Harris kept moving his way down South Main. He was headed toward Biltmore now. Harris fired again, taking out a glass window in Pelham's pharmacy. He kept moving down the street. When he got in front of the building that was Southern Express at the time, Harris noticed someone stick their head out of the window. This man was Kelsey Bell, who was staying in a third floor apartment at the time. Bell was watching Harris right below him when Harris pulled his gun and fired at Bell. The shot popped a window directly above Bell's head. Harris then ran further down the street, and then he seemingly got away. While Harris was making his getaway, Police Captain Page was making his way back up to Pack Square after he secured munitions from the department headquarters. Upon return, he found that Mr. Bailey had been shot and killed. At the same time, the police chief, Bernard, was arriving at his home on Chestnut Street. It was there that he received a call informing him of the carnage that was going on downtown. He immediately left to go back into the city and take charge. The chief realized the urgency of the matter, sounded the riot alarm. He rounded up the men that he could and attempted to gather munitions. The problem was that didn't have enough guns in the local police department to arm everyone. So they forced the doors open, the Asheville Hardware Company, and took as many rifles and shotguns as they could. Because, you know, they used to sell rifles and shotguns at the hardware
Yeah,
store.
buddy, they did. Now they just sell knives.
Yep. I've always said that the police is just a legal gang.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
They formed their posse, started at uh, they formed their posse and then started out in pursuit of Will Harris. The posse that was formed was led by police officer William. Wait, was there a date on that?
But also, like, I don't really blame them in this particular instance.
So, like, this was the next morning.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So the problem was, or keep on going. I've always said that the police was like a gang.
Mhm.
They formed a posse and then started out in pursuit of Will Harris the next morning. The posse that was formed was led by police officer William and police captain Taylor. It consisted of officers Adams, Lyda, Williams, and Lomanak. The posse went east to search the mountains high and low for Will. Uh, while they were searching, Police Chief Bernard took to the phones to try and get a hold of the mayor of Asheville, which his name was Barnard instead of Bernard.
All right.
So you got Chief of Police Bernard and Mayor Barnard.
Barnard. And I didn't even think, like, early 1500s, it wasn't as built up around there, so yeah, but you could just, like, slip on over to, like, that road that you go up to get to Helen's Bridge
Yeah,
from there and just, like, poof, off in the mountains you go.
yeah. Um, he wasn't able to get a hold of the mayor on the phone due to wires being crossed. So this is still at a time too where, like, you had the old phone
You have
dispatchers.
the operators and,
Yep,
"Would you like to be connected to?" "Okay."
yep,
Switchboard operators, that's what they were,
yep.
and they
My mom was
literally
actually one of those for a while.
that is a skill. Like,
Yeah,
that is a unique skill that people do not have anymore,
right.
and people talk a lot of shit about it, and it's like, do you realize how much brain power you have to remember which hole goes where?
Yeah,
And you're looking at dozens, if not hundreds of holes.
yep.
Hello? It's a skill.
So the police chief knew he also had to call the railroad to make sure that Will couldn't use the train to escape. So he called the dispatcher's office of the Asheville division. B.O. Chapman was on duty at the time.
Body odor, Chapman.
Yep. Uh, the police chief told Chapman that uh, he told Chapman what had occurred that night, and Chapman was happy to help. Mr. Chapman got a hold of every train station in Asheville and told them that they needed to search all their trains and cars for Will Harris. The conductors and train workers were so quick and thorough that it was decided that Will Harris hadn't attempted to escape by train by, you know, lunch or so,
Right.
probably. Um,
It's
Mr.
like, how often were the trains going in and out of Asheville? Like,
Not often, probably.
unless he hopped on, like, the line that went in and out of Biltmore.
Right. Mr. Chapman also got a hold of some people from Spartanburg who would bring up a train with bloodhounds on it to search for Will. The train had to stop in Tryon to pick up the specially trained bloodhound and was arriving in Asheville at 6 a.m. in the morning of the 14th. So, like, the next day.
Mhm.
So, well, yeah, so all this was really, really quick.
So it was like the next day or the day after the shooting happened?
So the shooting happened at 12 a.m. on the 13th,
Okay.
and so this was the next day.
So about 36 hours later.
Yeah,
Still, he's got a head start.
yeah.
It's gonna have to be a bloodhound with a lot of wrinkles on his face. Some
Yeah.
really big ears to flop up that scent.
So on the morning of the 14th, the Asheville streets were filled with angry people with guns. Men took to the streets with their rifles and shotguns. Most of them were making their way to the police headquarters, where they volunteered their services to hunt for Will. Asheville looked like a war zone that day, and by 8 o'clock, the deputy sheriff Williams had rounded up a posse, even though another posse had went out before that.
Mm,
You know, the people looking on the mountain.
yeah.
Um, at 10 o'clock, men gathered on horseback to go look for him.
Yeehaw.
Police chief said that there were around 200 men gathered, spread between several posses to look for Will. The remains of the officers that were killed, as well as the victims' remains, were taken to the undertaker's establishment, Bard and Company, on South Main Street. On November 15th, the story was released in the Asheville Gazette. There were rumors of various sightings of Will all over the city of Asheville. The police narrowed it down to a sighting near the Biltmore estate, which he went that way.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew he was seen leaving a barn in the Limestone Township section of Buncombe County. Posse formed and they set out in hunt of Will Harris. Around 10 o'clock, the posse called up to Will at Fletcher's, around 12 miles from the city. They were so close to catching Will that he hunkered down and prepared to fend off the angry mob. Around 11 o'clock, the fight ensued. It took about 15 minutes, and the posse won.
I bet.
Will had been shot dead, his body riddled with more than 100 bullets, with only 2 men from the posse shot and injured. Will put up a fight armed with the same gun he had used in the city, but the posse had fired over 200 rounds at him. On November 17th, the body of Will Harris was brought to undertaking establishment on South Main. The body was unclaimed, so it was decided that it would be embalmed and kept there. When they went to identify the body, it was identified as several people. Will had given his name to an express clerk under the name James Harvey. He was identified by a black man in Asheville under the name Rufus Lindsay. But the woman that
Not Rufus Lindsay.
the woman that was with him, Pearl Maxwell, said that his name was John Henry from Greenville. She had been released from jail earlier that day. She said that he was a serviceman from the Army. He had gotten the gun that he was using from the Asheville pawn shop. The store clerk that he bought the gun from said that he told them that he had been discharged from the Army. The clerk said he knew his guns and that he picked out the best one that they had for sale that day. The clerk also said that he knew the difference between a soft-nosed bullet and a hard full metal jacket round. This made a difference when John was firing rounds through a telephone pole at Officer Bailey. John Henry must have known the workings of the gangster Will Harris as well. During several times in the evening of the massacre, he told people that he was the infamous outlaw Will Harris. After each shot he fired during the rampage, he said they said that he was yelling like a native or an Indian, but
All
a
right.
native.
They just got to be racist all over the damn place.
Right. John Henry might have been the infamous Will Harris, but we'll never know. This is the story of John Henry, aka Rufus Lindsay, aka Will Harris. Today, Barley's Tap Room is said to be haunted with the spirits of the officers who was killed by Will Harris. The officers have been seen through the windows of the building. Random noises have been heard when no one else is around. The street outside of Barley's is haunted as well. People have heard dog barking, and wandering apparitions have been seen roaming the streets. It is said that one apparition has been seen walking down Biltmore Avenue, and as soon as it gets to Barley's, while walking through the door, vanishes. Barley's also sits on the old town gallows, which I didn't know that one.
I don't think they covered that one in the. I don't think they covered that in the what did we take?
The ghost
The ghost tour. Thank you. Yeah. I don't remember them covering that one. I didn't know. Don't build shit on top of old gallows, folks.
No.
Why?
So that led to this one. It is said that a floating woman has been seen through the window, only the lower half of her, as she seems to be hanging from the ceiling. So that's why you see the floating. Remember, they told us you see a floating person?
Now, the story I heard about the floating person was you could only see them from like the knees up because the floor used to be lower.
Right.
And when they redid the building, they lifted the floor, but the ghost is still stuck at that lower floor. So you can
Gotcha.
only see their top.
Maybe that's why. Maybe they're like falling down from a
That's
gallows.
possible, but that's like a thing. So, like, if you go somewhere and you see a ghost, but you can only see like part of them coming up out of the floor or like coming down out of the ceiling, it's because the floors used to be in a different height.
Or
So
it
their
could
ghostly body's stuck there.
have been a gallows.
It could have been, but if you look at what was the house that I covered in
Maybe that's
San
what it was.
Diego?
Maybe it was the one you
The
told.
Bailey? No, it wasn't the Bailey. I think there's one that like where they can see him hanging in an arch,
Yeah.
like the archway that you walk through to go to another room. They see a guy hanging there, but he just I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know it was I don't know. That's weird.
Right.
It's not great.
The owner of Barley's once reported seeing a shadowy figure walk past his office window, which is weird, seeing as how his office is on the second floor. So like it just floats by, I guess.
That's crazy.
There's been
Ooh.
lights flickering in the bar, and objects move there all on their own. There are people who my camera's out, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Am I frozen on
Oh,
there?
you're gone. You
Shoot.
disappeared.
When did I disappear?
I have no idea. We ain't been paying attention. I've been reading articles about this shit, trying to find a picture of this guy.
Oh well, you're still there, right?
I am. Do you want me to
Okay.
try and fix that?
Yeah, it's all right.
All right, I guess.
I should be back now.
There you are in the queue. He's back.
Well, at least we got the sound right.
Yep. You're back.
All right.
I'm looking at an old article from the Asheville Citizen Times. The
Nice.
headline is not great.
Yeah.
Bullets of Avengers in Negro Desperado's career.
Yeah. The story in the Mountain Express had
Negro in the headline
Negro in
too.
a lot of it.
It makes you
But
go, "Ooh."
I just put black man instead.
Appreciate that.
No problem. So there's lights flickering at the bar. Objects move on their own. There are people who have seen an apparition of a little girl in the restroom, but all of the aforesaid things are attributed to either Will Harris himself or one of Will Harris's victims.
Mm.
Barley's has had investigators find ghost pictures and EVPs inside the building, which I'd like to see some of those.
That would be very
But
interesting.
the building seems to draw in the spirits from the street outside. It seems like the building and the street outside will forever be haunted by the spirits of Will Harris's murderous rampage.
I'd say so. It was like such a big deal back then, you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, people kept running outside, which was not a good thing.
Like,
'Cause
stop,
he
people.
was
You hear gunshots. Don't be sticking your head out the fucking window.
like, whenever he was going through there, he was just shooting at everybody that, was there,
Mhm. Just anybody. Anybody at all.
which, if he was from the army, PTSD maybe, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. I wouldn't be
He was
surprised at
drunk
all.
too, so I don't know. But that's the story of the Asheville Massacre.
My God, that is fucking terrible.
Yeah,
That is terrible. Of course, it had to be a black man, and they had to just use Negro in everything.
yeah, I mean, they
Like,
made it racial,
I get it. Kill the man after he's going around just shooting people with a lever action rifle, but like,
which also makes me wonder, though, did they get the right guy? Like, I mean,
that's a good question.
stuff like that gets, like, overlooked, but
Which I mean, if they brought a dog,
that and he was using the same gun too,
yeah,
but,
if they had a scent tracking
you
dog,
know
like dog I'm not
Oh,
saying dogs
excuse me.
can't be racist. Dogs can 1000% be racist. However, those dogs are trained to find that scent, and only that scent.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if they used a dog to track him, I'm
They
sure it was him.
they got them pretty quick too,
Yeah, and I mean, it only took him, what, like a day to find
just
him,
one day.
if that? So and Asheville was nowhere near as big in 1906 as it is today in 2025.
No, not at all.
So I can imagine it was just, like, downtown.
Yeah.
Maybe like the Grove Arcade
They
area,
might have had the
the
roads paved.
Biltmore area,
Maybe.
Pack Square, and like that area. I bet that was it. I
I
bet
bet it
Merriman
was
Avenue
it.
and shit wasn't even there then.
No.
Oh, that's insane. Well, thank you for covering that. I've been meaning to get back into a more local episode, and
Yeah.
I love doing the ghost tours over there in Asheville. So
That
glad
was
you covered that one.
that was one of the more, crazier things that happened in Asheville.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Not a lot of crazy shit happens in Asheville.
No, there's only, like,
Kind of a quiet, sleepy town.
maybe 2 or 3 incidences where there's been a bunch of people killed.
Yeah, it's not great. Not great.
Right.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that and all that good stuff. Come visit.
Yeah.
Let us know when you come visit, and we'll go in a ghost store together. It'll
Yeah.
be fun.
Go to Barley's and just take a recorder with us.
Hell yeah. We don't have to go at night though, because that place is fucking loud when it's open.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
You have to go on, like, a non-weekend
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. We went in there a couple of times. We went in there once to eat, and then we went in there with a friend of yours for like New Year's or something. Maybe Halloween.
I think it was Halloween.
It was Halloween the year it snowed on Halloween.
Yep.
I remember we went upstairs that time and it was still loud as fuck upstairs.
I wish I'd have known this story back during Halloween because, I mean, it's spooky.
I'd be taking all kinds of shit in there to see if I could pick up something.
Yeah, taking pictures and shit.
Although I kind of feel like we might need to go like on the anniversary of the massacre.
Yeah, in November.
I mean, I know it's kind of
It's,
messed up, but like,
November the 13th,
mm,
1906.
that'll be 120 years next year.
Yeah.
I see what we're going to be doing on November 13th next year. Hanging out at Burley's.
Go eat some pizza.
Oh my God. Maybe, or they have that Cajun Alfredo.
Mhm.
They're the ones that have the Cajun Alfredo, which is, I don't typically like Alfredo.
Right,
That shit was fucking delicious.
right.
All their food is delicious. And they have your St. Pauli Girl NAs.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Barley's. We love you guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will hope you have a good week. And we'll see you guys next week.
Be kind to each other.
Love you. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.